we're just going to go straight into it after doing the custom card review. We're going to talk about the female warrior in black. And for those who remember, I did a custom card review on this specific character. So it's interesting how this card doesn't have a unit super attack with Yamcha. Considering the fact that, guys, if you look at the bottom of this card's passive, you see that this card gets a attack and defensive buff if you have Yamcha, just as an ally, and this card further becomes a int orb changer if you have an Earthbred fighter category character attack in the same turn. That's hinting at you having a Yamcha, because Yamcha is Earthbred fighters, so that just, I mean, why not? It would have been cool to have Yamcha as a unit super attack. I'm just saying. I know it's heroes, but listen, I mean, it would have been cool. So, with that being said, her leader skill, crossover, 3 key, 50% stats. I mean, who cares? Her passive, that being power of love that cuts all ties. Yamcha and her are lovers. Is that true? Krim, talk to me. Talk to me, Krim. Is that true? 150% attack and defense at the start of turn, and 100% attack and defense when performing a super attack. Nice. Gives all allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense. Nice. A 70% chance to crit, as well as 150% attack and defense when this character is the only crossover character on the team. Okay, and this card gets 30% attack and defense up to 120% and launches 2 additional attacks that both have a 30% chance to become a super attack when there is another crossover category ally on the team. Alright, and 86% attack and defense for the character and allies whose names includes Yamcha. And I mean, why am I surprised? Because it makes sense, because Yamcha randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to int at the start of character's attack in turn when there is a Earth-bred fighters category ally attack in the same turn. My only thing is, okay, the int orb changing is doing nothing for her. Am I missing something? It's technically not doing anything for her. It's like if they restricted some strong ability, like let's say like a 50 or 70% chance to dodge behind her collecting orbs from her creation of orbs, I would get it. But I feel as if though this ability is useless if she's not restricted behind a orb restriction. No, I would rather this be Rainbow Orb changing, because it just helps the team. Now granted, are there a bunch of Rainbow Orb changers on crossover / Dragon Ball Heroes? I can't really count them, but it would help this card out. I would say so. Alright, so what do we have here? I mean, granted off of the fact, 86% attack and defense for her and Yamcha? Guys, do keep in mind that Yamcha, from just the female warrior in black, is getting 2 key, and what's that? If my math serves me correctly, that's 2 key and 126% attack and defense? I think I might have done the math wrong. I think it's 2 key and 126% attack and defense to Yamcha, which is ridiculous support. And she becomes an orb changer. That's just specifically for Yamcha. Just a little fun part of her card. But yeah. Anyways, in her super attack effect, which is very good, she's gonna have a good EZA next year. This is probably gonna raise from 3 turns to 5 turns, or 3 turns to 6 turns. Most likely 6 turns. What's that? That's 30% attack and defense for 3 turns. Strong super attack effect. Very strong. All they had to do was slap on like a 70% chance to dodge in her. Would have been usable. You know, a little bit more stats, a 70% chance to dodge. Next year, she's really gonna become usable. Yeah, she's gonna become usable for sure. Anyways, what else do we have here? Best linking partner is, what's her name? Lags? Oh my god, I almost forgot her name. What is your name? I don't remember your name. What is it? Demon Goddess Putine? I think Putine. Oh no, don't take that out of context. So that's it. Yeah, is she good for today's meta? Probably not. Probably not. She's, you have to run a Yamcha. You really do. You really want these stats. This orb change is doing nothing for her. It's just not doing anything for her. It's like, this is cool because it's hinting at the little relationship between her and Yamcha, but it's just not doing nothing for her. The best things about a card is the fact that she can get up to 2+ supers in her kit, being able to help her build up her attack and defense for the rest of the fight. I do like the fact that she does get that attack and defense for her just being on other teams rather than crossovers. I don't like that they gave her 70% chance to crit. I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all, because this character's not doing no damage, zilch, nada. Let's just keep it a beat. I know last night, or yesterday evening, guys, go check out the live I did yesterday. I was talking about all the easy A's. I said I wasn't gonna be too harsh on her. We're doing a unit review on her today. The things that's bad about her: why does she have a 70% chance to crit as a free-to-play unit? Why, and why is she an orb changer? It just doesn't make sense. I must be missing something. Just like LR Grandpa Gohan, I'm still missing, like, I missed the quota on LR Grandpa Gohan, and I'm missing the quota on her. I'm just not getting what Dokkan is picking up and putting down. So that's the two issues with her. Free-to-play unit with 70% chance to crit with orb changing just doesn't make sense to me. Just doesn't. I mean, just, it would have made more sense if she had, like, dodge. If she got 2 Enki spheres, a 70 or 50% chance to dodge. But yeah. Good things is that she could give monstrous support to Yamcha, but if it's not Yamcha, she's still giving decent support. She has a great super attack effect that's going to age like fine wine when she does get an easy A. Attack and defensive buff from her passive to her super attack effect. Solid support. It's good support nonetheless. It's for all allies. So attack and defensive buff from her passive to her super attack effect. Solid support. She can be used for, well, probably not. I do like the design where that she gets more attack and defense for her being the only crossover character. I do think this is a cool looking design, but in practice, we gotta wait for the EZA next year. Yeah. Interesting card, though. Interesting card. Outright. Just off of the basis of this right over here. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Female Warrior in Black. 200% discos that she's on. Guys, don't even worry. She's gonna get an EZA next year. Don't even worry. You can go ahead and put it on the board. She's getting an EZA next year, probably on the same day. Probably on the same day or a week before, because how in the hell does what's her name? Darkness Toa, right? What's her name? What's her name like? It's just Toa. Okay. How in the hell is this card that came out on the 22nd is getting an EZA today? This card's not even a year old and she's getting an EZA. So that means that she's going to get an EZA next year before she becomes a year old. So with that being said, 200% this goes that she's on. She's on like 6 or 7 maybe. I'm just gonna make just a stark guess. 8. I was close. I was like a couple 1 or 2 off. That's about it. Yeah. Could you run her on Peppy Gals? You know what's crazy? Could you run Roshi? Right, double Roshis. You run her on Roshi's team to support Roshi and support Yamcha at the same time, because you would run LR Yamcha and Puar. All right now. Hey, Krim, am I cooking? Probably not. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I absolutely love you all. 24/7 Discord server link is down below in the description. You guys joined today, and yeah, that is all. Peace.